Keep your eyes on the prize or the prizes and ease yourself through the resistance cycle that shows up every time you dare to break out of your current box and head for your goals and dreams. Today, I'd like to talk to you about your relationships and the relationship between the resistance cycle and your relationships. Remember, the resistance cycle is that little whirlwind that shows up every time you head out in the direction of your dreams and goals. It's a little cycle that wants to get you all derailed, all tangled up and head you back to where you started. So what does this cycle have to do with your relationships? Well, I want you to think about this. How often, when you go for your dreams and goals and you begin to change, you begin to start taking new actions, you start to say different things, look for different things, how often do you find yourself getting into upsets, sometimes with the people who are the very closest to you? There's a number of reasons for this, but they all have to do with this resistance cycle. People may be feeling resistant to you. You may be scaring them because you're climbing out of your box and you're going for what you want, and they're just not used to that. You're not the same as you used to be. Now, we're living in a time of, would you not agree? Uncertainty, unusualness, lots of changes. And when that happens, those fears can come up. And that ego mechanism, the drunk monkey, that's the one that gets this whole cycle started. And remember why? Why? Because it wants to take you back to where you were, to who you were, so that you're the same, so that you're safe. Now, the reason we're talking about relationships is because oftentimes that mechanism, that resistance cycle can pull from your relationships, get you into upsets with the people that you're closest to, and you can begin to think, oh, I don't know, is it worth it? Instead of thinking, how could I negotiate this out? But we're going to be talking about that in the next two videos. For today, what I want you to take away is that when there's fear, then the ego wants to come in. It's afraid. It wants to make us safe. It translates that as making you the same, and it wants to just whoop you back, pull you back to where you were. So if you understand what the resistance cycle really is and you understand what it's going to do, you don't need to be scared or worried about the resistance cycle, and you don't need to be scared or worried about your relationships. You can move from fear about those relationships breaking up or moving on or leaving you alone, and you can begin to think about your skill set, about how you can move through your changes and inspire those around you. So again, we're going to be talking about that in the next two videos. Tomorrow, I think I've got a tip and a tool, I think. And then the next day, I think we're going to work a tool together. So make sure you come on back. Like, follow, share, and look for my lives for the next 2 days. What I want you to always take away is that the resistance cycle happens every single time you choose to get out of your box. It's not a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that what? Yes, you're changing. So again, like, comment, follow, throw your questions at me so that I can be addressing those over the next month as I dive even more deeply into the resistance cycle. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to speaking to you more about this tomorrow and the next day. All right, take care. Good night.